Hey, Jermaine, look, I don't know how they do things back in England.
New Zealand.
Yeah, whatever, I don't really give a shit. But the point is, going out with your best friend's ex-girlfriend while you still live with your best friend, that kind of thing would be considered a little weird here in the U.S.
Actually, it'd be quite weird in New Zealand as well. Jermaine, you should think about that. I've told you, when you're in a band, you don't get with your bandmate's girlfriend, past or present.
Yes, well, thanks for that.
You get a love triangle, Fleetwood Mac situation. Although there was 4 of them, so more of a love square, but, no one gets on.
Okay, I see.
Mind you, they did make some of their best music back then.
Rumours?
No, that's all true.
From Buffalo, New York, the 22nd worst place to live in the United States. Suck it, St. Louis. It's the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast.
Welcome to the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast, where we talk about the ups, downs, lefts, rights, and
jammers, beaters, and blockers of the Buffalo music scene.
I'm Ryan Gurnett, and Nate, the government's shut down right now.
Quick, let's switch to the metric system while they're gone.
You didn't say your name in there.
I'm Nate Nowarda. You already said Nate.
Yeah, you said...
Okay, alright, that works. On today's episode, we talk with Jessica Doktor, a member of Brass Pro and the Waterfront Revivalists, a former roller derby girl, the president of the Ukrainian Civic Center, and she also handles the booking for Hot Mama's Canteen on Military and Amherst in Buffalo. So, strap yourselves in, because it's roller derby. Do you strap yourself in? No, you don't strap yourself in.
Lace up. Put on your helmets.
I mean, you only use the edge of the seat when you buy it, I hear. You buy this? No, that's what happens when we don't have a...
Lace up your skates.
Finite
We're in for a show.
Hi, this is Jessica Doktor from Brass Pro and Everything is Relative podcast. And you're listening to the Struggle is Real podcast on allwny.com.
I will when we lack the motivation, yeah. And when this gun goes off inside, we will hear each other's cries for motivation, yeah. You slip, and every time you do, you know you're sick of it. And every time you go away, you find a way to criticize inside. Confide in me and try to hit this off. So here we go. I know I'm not the only one you thought you knew, but trust in me and you, and we can find a way to maybe hit this off. And I don't know when I'm coming back. I guess I will when we lack the motivation, yeah. And when this gun goes off inside, we will hear each other's cries from motivation, yeah. I know it's not fair at all, and I can't bear all this doubt, but maybe I'm too lazy, head stuck in the clouds. So here we go. I hear you coming down the hall. We stand tall together, tethered, unison forever, at least until we fall. And I don't know when I'm coming back. I guess I will when we lack the motivation, yeah. And when this gun goes off inside, we will hear each other's cries for motivation, yeah. So here we go. the run again, on my own, on my own, and I fight this all alone, on my own, on my own. So here we go, I'm on the run again, on my own, on my own, and I fight this all alone, on my own, on my own. So here we go, I'm on the run again, on my own, on my own, and I fight this all alone, on my own, on my own. And I don't know when I'm coming back, I guess I will when we lack the motivation, yeah. And when this gun goes off inside, we will hear each other's cries for motivation, yeah. I don't know when I'm coming back, I guess I will when we lack the motivation, yeah. And when this gun goes off inside, we will hear each other's cries for motivation, yeah.
And today we are joined by Will Webb. Mm-hmm. We are also joined by Chandler, who is our newest member whose last name I can't say. So I'm officially going to go out of my way and say, Nate, your last name's Nuorta, and I understand that now. Chandler, what's your last name?
Pozowinski. You know, mine's long, but yours, Nate, yours is not any, prettier than mine. It's
No.
Not to offend you, but...
No, I feel your pain, man.
So, let's talk about some previous shows. December 29th, Nietzsche's. We threw on our Festivus.
For the rest of us.
For the rest of us, yes. For Buffalo Infringement Festival, it's our biggest annual fundraiser of the year. We debuted all of our new merchandise, which looks super cool. And it was a great night of music. Will, why don't you talk about Will was there for about the first 3 or 4 acts. Will, anything that stuck out to you that you really enjoyed?
Well, like I said, I thought that Sokol did really well, and I think she's got a really great band behind her. Vocals were really good and solid. I felt like the crowd was definitely a mixed bag. There were definitely some people there who were there for the event, and as usual, there's people who were there who were not really for the event at all. Who was the opening band?
The opening act was Bobby and the Love.
Yeah, I thought that Bobby and the Love did really well. I liked kind of the busking kind of style that they had. Let's see, who else did I see?
Did you stay late enough to see what Bobby and the Love did after his performance?
I didn't. I heard about some other things, but that one I didn't.
Yes, Bobby and the Love came up to me right before Type Relevant played, and he goes, I'd really like to put on this giant Mickey Mouse head and hand out candy. And I'm like, I don't have any problem with that at all. Every part of that sounds great. And he's like, do you think the band minds? And just as he says that, Brian Herlihy from Type Relevant walks by, and I'm like, hey Brian, and I'm like, this guy wants to put on a Mickey Mouse head and hand out candy, and he's like, dude, that's awesome. And I'm like, can you can you do it during your set? And he's like, yes. And so I was like, awesome. And he came out, and people loved it. People were getting their pictures taken with him, and he came with his own light up mic stand. He really goes out of his way to kind of add his flavor, not just to his set, even just to the whole night. And I think that's really cool. After that, Astrabula played, friend of the podcast.
Seen him quite a few times, I should say. And Did really well. I mean, once again, it was a real kind of laid-back evening. I was expecting actually more heavier acts and didn't quite get it, which was good. You know, it was nice. And I think, at least for the idea of making it infringement-themed, you know, you had a good mix of all kinds of people there. You know, it wasn't just going to be, you know, 4 or 5 hardcore bands or 4 or 5 punk bands or 4 or 5 rock bands in a row. You know, you had some acoustic acts, you had some rock acts, you had some buskin acts, you had a staple gun act. You know, so that was a lot of fun.
Staple gun act.
I literally, and I'm going to say, I don't know if I can talk about it on the podcast because, as far as I know, probably what happened in the back of that place at the end of the night was illegal.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I don't even know if we want that much on there.
We'll leave it at that.
I was worried about the show getting shut down. I'll tell you later. It was pretty wild. But yeah, Ghostwater played and Type Relevant played.
Is that different than Ghost Pool?
Yes, it is. It's what you put in a Ghost Pool.
I say that every time you mention that.
Yeah, and that's Jess's...
with Jess Collins and Pam Swartz.
Right.
Jess is also from Orations and the Baby Machines.
Yeah,
she makes
with them
wonderful music. But yeah, Type Relevant played, Nuke Fun played, the Grotesque Burlesque of the Trash Cans was there, DJ Soyoto spun during the night. We had 162 people through the door, which I think when you combine that with, you know, infringement volunteers and the acts there, we had over 200 people there. So it was a party.
For Nietzsche's, that's a lot.
Yeah, no, it was.
I mean, that's a lot no matter where.
Yeah, it was slamming. So the next infringement fundraiser is February 9th at Milky's. We're going to have Carrie Faye. We're going to have Shannon Vanderlyn. The Bloodthirsty Vegans are coming out of their hiatus. They've only played about 2 shows a year. They're playing. Chucky Campbell, who's one of the best hip-hop acts in Buffalo, will be there, along with Days Ago, Toy Box Brigade, and DJ Soyotos. So it'll be... I don't think it's as varied as Festivus was with the acts, but I'm really happy with everyone playing. So I think that'll be really cool. Chandler got to go see Johnny and the Man Kids with Passed Out and All Poets and Heroes at Mohawk Place, which I really wanted to go to. I was so sick. I didn't get to bed till 4 after Festivus, and then it's like, I'm not going out the next day. Yeah. So tell us about it.
Yeah, it was a really great show. It was actually just a last-minute decision. I happened to just see it on Instagram. I was like, this is tonight? All right, sounds good. So then I went, and I'm really glad that I did. I haven't seen any of these bands live before, and I'd been meaning to see Johnny and the Man Kids for a long time. So this was just a perfect opportunity, and I was super excited. The full lineup was Persons, Places, Things, All Poets and Heroes, Passed Out, Ugly Son, and then, of course, Johnny and the Man Kids. And if you haven't checked out any of those bands, I highly recommend all of them. They are all so solid.
Passed Out's my favorite Buffalo band.
Oh, yeah. They were really sweet. Especially if you haven't seen Johnny and the Man Kids before, they're one of those bands when they got up on stage and they just had it. They just had the front man, Johnny. He just, man, he gets up there and you just want to watch him, and it was just a really great experience. And that show was their last stop on their first ever tour that I think hit like Columbus and Cleveland. So it's just a short little 5-day mini tour, but that was their first ever tour, and they also teased that they're going back into the studio soon.
Oh, good.
So they're going to be putting out some new music, which is really exciting.
Yeah, no, their album last year was one of the better ones. I'm a big fan.
After seeing that show, I listened to it like 3 times in a row. It was a really great album.
I'm not going to name the song, but I was listening to that album, and I think I heard a wrong note in one of my favorite songs, and I can't unhear it now.
Really?
I think I know. I think I can name the exact second where it appears.
Yeah.
And it's fine if that's happened, but it's like just kind of.
I think that album was produced by Mags, the other Buffalo.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think either they said that album was produced by Mags or their next album is going to be produced by Mags, but I'm pretty sure it was that one.
He's super talented.
Yeah. He's really cool.
No, I still love that album. So I joke a bit about that, but no, yeah. And Passed Out's got some new stuff coming up too. We played one of their songs on our December 15th episode on our December 15th episode. All right, and then since the rest of us are old and have been hermiting, Chandler, you went out and you got to see Kill the Clock on January 4th with Fernway.
Oh yeah.
How'd that go? It was sold out. So
yeah. Well, that was a great night all around because it was There was like 2 for the price of 1. You had 2 shows, and both shows had sets by Kill the Clock and Fernway, and then some of the other opening acts switched. So the first show was Mallory Run, Fernway, and Kill the Clock. And then the second was Followland from Ann Arbor, Michigan, Super American.
Oh, Super American's cool.
Oh, yeah, they were sweet. And then Kill the Clock, and then Fernway actually played last for the second show.
You were there for both?
Oh, yeah, I was there for both, yeah.
So when they do the double show, do they like usher people out in between and make you repay, or you can just stay?
Well, like, because I went in and then, like, because I talked to them before so I could take pictures and stuff at it.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I just said my name and then I got a wristband for both shows.
You weren't paying anyway.
But but they were selling it as 2 different, right?
It was 2 different shows. So the first one
was sold out, and that's why they added a second?
Yeah, the first one was sold out and the second one wasn't.
That's a good problem to have.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very non-Buffalo problem to have. I don't hear about that happening too often. So
When
it's pretty common with Fernway, especially when they play with Kill the Clock.
Fernway's been, both of them have been crushing it lately.
Oh yeah, Fernway's sick. But I talked to Dan from Kill the Clock and asked like, how did this come about? And he said usually when they play tour kickoff shows in Buffalo, they play a Mohawk place. So they just have a good relationship or whatever.
Sure.
But he said that they kind of dropped the ball and didn't get the date that they wanted. So then they ended up going to Stamps and then worked something out because the first show sold out in like a week, and that was their first ever like tour sellout show ever. So that was super cool. But, you know, like you were saying, the first show was sold out and the second one wasn't. But I thought the second show was way better than the first one. The first one seemed like it was a lot of family and friends, you know, kind of showing their support. And even though, like, that's great, they're not as into the music as the kids are, you know.
I think generally speaking, when you get out to shows, you find people are more accepting the later it gets.
Yeah.
You know, the more drinks you have in you.
Yeah. Well, then, like, the second show, I've never seen Stamps as full as it was that night. Packed wall to wall. You know, there was a mosh pit up front for Kill the Clock. You know, it was so sweet. So, yeah, those were 2 great shows. And so Kill the Clock is currently on their EP release tour for their new EP, Doll Motion. And this tour is actually pretty groundbreaking for them. It hits 13 new cities and 4 new states.
Wow.
So that's really awesome. So it's like a 3-week-long tour. So I give the best of luck to those guys in Kill the Clock, and I hope they get their van troubles figured out, because I saw on Instagram they were having a little bit of trouble, so I hope they figure that out.
You know, I the first time I reviewed Kill the Clock, I didn't have a lot of good things to say, but I definitely find the more I've been hearing them and the more that they're releasing, I'm becoming more impressed with everything they're doing.
Have you heard any of their new stuff?
I heard Worry, which is off that, but I haven't had a chance to listen.
Is it?
I thought Worry was on there.
Yeah, Worry's on there.
Yeah. So I know that I'm familiar with that, but I haven't had a chance to listen to it.
You should check out Spaced Out.
Oh, that is...
I think you'd like that.
All right, cool.
It's a bit more... They're adding some more technical elements to it.
Oh, good.
They killed it live, too. There was... Like, that's definitely my favorite song by them. Ode to Cheating Death used to be it, but now Spaced Out is my favorite song by them. They were unbelievable.
Cool. All right, well, as Will mentioned earlier, he mentioned the band Stock from Festivus. We are going to play a song from them. This is their first demo. They only started playing shows about 3 or 4 months ago. Their singer Christina Stock has a really relaxing voice. I find it comforting and kind of old timey in a nice kind of Loretta Lynn kind of way. So here is "Fell So Hard" by Stock on the Struggle Is Real Buffalo Music Podcast on allwny.com.
It's been months since I'm knocked out, my world is still spinning. With the booze I consume, I'll admit that it's fitting. When my face hit the pavement, it left me forgetting why I'd spend one more day in the life I've been living. Say, why don't we try this out? So willing. What the hell, why don't we ride this out till the thrill is gone? Finding out, so chilling. Maybe it's the crazy things that help me love again. Yeah, maybe it's the crazy things that help. You know I tried to It's been months since we started, my headache is splitting. With the booze we consume, I'll admit that it's fitting. With the look in your eyes, there's one thing you're forgetting. That the warmth in your heart, dear, is just the beginning. Say, why don't we try this out? So willing. What the hell, why don't we ride this out till the thrill is gone? Finding out, so chilling. Maybe it's the crazy things that help me love again. Yeah, maybe it's the crazy things that help. You know I tried to be all that you wanted, but I fell so hard.
We are here with Jessica Doktor from Bass Pro and from Hot Mama's Canteen and from the Ukrainian Civic Center.
Yes.
Hi, Jessica. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Wow, you do a lot of stuff.
Yes. Yes.
So let's start with Bass Pro. So how long have you been a part of Bass Pro?
I'm going into my second year.
So what is Bass Pro for the uninitiated?
Well, if you would see us play, we look like an adult marching band, but we like to call ourselves a mobile party band.
I like it.
But we're comprised of woodwind, brass, and percussion. Songs that you've heard on the radio, but with band instruments.
I know. I've always heard "Hey Ya" when you guys play. What else? What's the set list like?
Well, during the holiday season, we added a couple classic tunes, like we'll do Jingle Bell Rock, which is, standard.
Sure.
But then we added, Christmas Wrapping by the Waitresses. So we're very versatile, but a few of our staples are David Bowie's Let's Dance. When we did Music is Art, we were on the infringement. We usually do the infringement stage. We play Shout, believe it or not.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like, even though it's like an old song, very popular, long time ago, of course, when you're in Buffalo, they correlate it to the Bills.
Of course, yeah.
Pretty much, we're the type of band where if you want us to play German music, we'll play German music. You want us to play, we do a jazz line funeral. We can play funeral music.
Wow.
Most of us all have a classical background. Some people have gone to school, gone to college for music. I went to performing arts for elementary and high school.
Oh, sure.
So we all have some sort of background. And then there's a few people who are just they were in rock bands, but they got into learning charts and taking up instruments.
So how often do you guys practice?
It's kind of fly by the seat of your pants right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking a break because in 1 week's time, we played 7 venues.
Yes.
We did a bus trip, but usually we try to do it every 2 weeks. Of course, there's anywhere from 10 to 15 of us, and we all have different projects, so it's whoever can show up.
So if I wanted to join, do I just show up at specified time and place? Is there any sort of extreme vetting going on, an audition?
Well, they did auditions, but a lot of times, because you'll see when us play, we'll have leers. So we all know most of us know how to read music. However, we don't, it's not a requirement. If you can listen by ear and play, fine. We don't judge.
Sure.
We have a secret chat and we have a secret page. And if you go to me and say, hey, Jessica, I play this instrument and I want to play, I add you to our chat, which is kind of like hazing in a way.
Sure.
Because you're going to hear, hi, how are you, blah, blah, blah. And then we give you the music and we let you look it over. And we have people that have not completely joined us yet that are in our chat. And we've had people that show up weekly. And then every once in a while, there's people that are available.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that there's a community band locally. I think that's great.
Yeah, it is. And when we did that, around Christmas time, we went to Hot Mama's Canteen, we went to Row Hall's, the Ukrainian-American Civic Center, and Essex Pub, and we did like this, like, ran off the bus, played.
Yes, that looks super fun. That was literally the next thing I was going to ask you about. Like,
it's amazing. Well, what we did was we played Oktoberfest, and we got paid, we're one of those bands, you pay us $500, people are like, oh my God, that's amazing money. When you have the minimum of 10 people that have to show up to cover all the parts, it's not a lot of money. So what we do is we have a band fund.
Yes. Next
year we're going to open up to maybe like our friends and fans that want to come with us if we have enough room. And we paid for a student for a bus, and we had the best time ever. And it was literally like a band team building like exercise as well. So we're going to probably start doing it every year.
Oh, that's awesome. No, that looks like a ton of fun.
It's great. I can't wait till next year. I'm already excited about it.
Mm-hmm. Any big plans that Brass Pro has for infringement coming up this summer, or are you still in the planning?
We always open and close.
Yes.
We do the parade. We meet at North Street. We do like a couple shows. Like in February, we're going to be at Hot Mama's Canteen doing we always do their Fat Tuesday and the jazz. In October, the Rutherford B. Hayes funeral, where we play the jazz, and then we're going to be doing Oktoberfest. But there's that window in between, like May and the end of August, where we're pretty much owned by infringement, like where they need us, because there's several people that are in Brass Pro that are a part of infringement.
Oh yeah,
I'm on the booking end of it, but there's people like Rock Nuts, Cordell, Pam Schwartz, Leslie. She's our tambourine player now. She joined us.
I did not know that.
Yes. When she gets a flute, she's going to be joining me on the flute.
Nice.
And we always open and close it with the parade.
Mm-hmm. That was one of my favorite parts, was closing.
Yeah. And that we put a lot of work into it. That's when you actually see our real Brass Pro uniform too.
Mm-hmm. No, it seemed like, God, it felt like there were like 30 or 40 people in front of Nietzsche's playing for closing ceremonies this year. It's
crazy. Well, the thing is let's say you're a trumpet player and you might not be a part of Brass Pro, or if you have a tambourine or a shaker, we're not going to say don't play with it unless you're completely horrible and just totally throwing us off while we're performing. But in a parade situation like that, we encourage people, and we actually, as we walk down the street, we pick up people on the way.
Oh yeah, no, I broke my cane drumming on a garbage can in front of Nietzsche's. So,
yeah, that's what we want you to do.
Exactly. No, it's a blast. It was so much fun. So let's shift over to Hot Mama's. So how does one become the booking person for Hot Mama's Canteen? Like, what gets you there?
Well, I've been booking bands since I was 17. I used to book metal bands.
Oh, cool.
I was known as the metal mistress at one point in my life. And
so where did you kind of start booking then?
Well, I had done a couple shows, like, what was it? The first time I got involved with this, and it was a long time ago. You ever hear of like the Fun House?
Oh yeah, I played the Fun House.
Yeah, like
that place was cool.
Yeah, like I'd get them hooked up. I was like the outside person that would work with the in-house booking agent.
Sure.
At Hot Mama's Canteen, I'm the in-house booking agent.
Sure.
So I'll get contacted by other booking people that work for the band, or bands will contact me on their own, and I tell them what the owner pays. I tell them when dates I have available, and we negotiate and find a good time. And then on top of it, I do miscellaneous other things like the website and the calendar. And so I've been there almost 2 years now.
Do you think there's a certain kind of band that works better at Hot Mama's than others, or?
Well, obviously, we're down the street from Sportsman's. So we've kind of, not that we've piggybacked off their clientele, a lot of people will, if Sportsman's has a show, and I worked at Sportsman's for 5 years, as they grew to become more of a national act, or some of your high-end bands in Western New York will play there, people will come see us, check out our music, and then maybe, the show starts at 9 o'clock. I'm going to go head down there. So I've been getting like a lot of blues acts. We're starting to get more people from like the Rochester, Central New York area traveling there. And I'd say blues and rock. And then I try to reserve Saturdays for maybe like the newer bands that maybe play a little bit different. There's really no one genre, but if you're good and you sound awesome, I'll book you. And then our Thursdays nights we do an acoustic duo or solo.
Cool. If I wanted to make the worst impression humanly possible while trying to book at Hot Mama's Canteen, what would I do?
It depends on who you are. If you're a new band, contacting a booking agent without a press pack or recording your band or having a CD. A lot of booking agents, the last thing I want to do is try and find you on Facebook.
Yes.
Because it's like I work a full-time job. It's not booking bands and playing in bands. It's not a full-time job. But what I do is I want to be able to hear it. And then sometimes if I find a picture cool, but that's not a make it or break it thing. So if you're new and I've never heard of you, I want to check you out. Or if you're from somewhere else, I also need to listen to it. So if I have a Saturday where I have 2 bands running that day, we don't do the split shows. Sure. Your time is your time. Your 2 hours, 3 hours is your time, and we have a 6 o'clock show and an 8 o'clock show. I try to maybe have similar bands play, because what'll happen is maybe that first band might get into your band.
Yes.
I need to hear you before I book you.
Awesome. All right, so now we're going to play Better Days by Tim Andrews here on the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast on allwny.com.
For a while you've been on your own, took that Hilux trains and the San Antonio, searching for something you lost long ago, down the southwestern tracks bordering Mexico. Heart's been getting heavy without her around, missing that girl who let you down. In the dream of life you came to know, gonna take a long time to let it go. And there's gonna be better days. There's gonna be better days. Doing your best to stand in faith, and there's gonna be better days. From home, nowhere to go, crossing your heart, heading for freedom's road, listening to the wind blow the sad song of the past, gave her everything you had, praying love would last. Ain't got nothing in this world to trust, jagged soap from the storm, heart turned to rust, from the shadow years in the valley of sorrow. Sun gonna shine one of these tomorrows, and there's gonna be better days. There's
So, for those of us who may be unfamiliar, tell me about the Ukrainian Civic Center. Like Ukrainian-American Civic Center.
Yes. We're actually the older club. Everyone thinks of us as the one on Genesee. We're not. We're the one on Military. I'm the president there until January 20th, I think. The 20th is our Aprava. And I'll be going back into, running the bar and everything like that. I moved away, so I'm there hands-on all the time. What we are is we're a cultural club for members, social club, and we have a bar and we do events where we have music and you can come in on Fridays. And if you want to become a member, you can do that. If you're Ukrainian especially, we welcome you, but we have a lot of people that are Polish and in the Slavic community.
Sure. So, what kind of music events do you have in there?
We just did the Christmas one. We had the Harmony Heritage Folk Ensemble. I always mess up their name. It's a group of people that dress up in traditional Polish, dancing uniforms, you could say. Mm-hmm. And they're the youngest members, I think 5 years old. Aww. And they do traditional dances, which are very common because Ukraine and Poland, the borders would switch depending on what time period it was and who was at war. The same house could be in Poland one year and the next year it was in Ukraine. It just depends. So we have a lot of people come in from Canada because there's a huge Ukrainian population, and they appreciate it, and they can both languages, Ukrainian and Polish, even though Ukrainian's more similar to Russian. A lot of Ukrainians can speak Polish.
Sure.
We had Ariel and Ivan. Ariel Christiana Politsky. She is Polish. Ivan is Ukrainian, and she phonetically sings Ukrainian opera.
Wow.
And she goes back and forth between the two. And then, of course, brass pro. Things like that.
Well, if someone wanted to rent out the venue for an event, is that something that you do there?
We do. We are going to have someone that does it. I suggest becoming a member first.
Sure.
A lot of times we do have people that just become members to rent the hall, and for a birthday party.
Sure.
We have to recoup our costs. But what we do is if you come to us and say, hey, we want to play and we want to help you raise money and do things like that. When we did have infringement play, mm-hmm. Because it's a community event, we work together to try to get people in there, so it helps your organization as well as having people come to see the club and enjoy the culture and art that's on the walls.
Sure. It's all about the synergy.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've said that and not been sarcastic. So you are starting a new podcast called Everything is Relative.
Yes.
What's it about?
It's pop culture in Western New York, past, present, and future.
Oh, excellent.
We kind of we will talk about music, but you'll meet a business owner, you'll meet somebody that does, we'll probably have a live guest. Mm-hmm. We're going to have, our first show, we're going to have Sarah Elizabeth. She's going to...
Oh, yeah,
she's going to do all, acoustic, and it could be anything. We'll do interviews. We're looking for love letters or stories for our February 12th show. It's going to be our Love Stinks episode.
Ooh.
So I'm going to read letters and give love advice. And because my last name is Doktor, I'm going to be the Doctor of Love.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm not going to lie, so far the tentative title of this episode is someone calling a doctor. So, do you have previous podcasting experience? Is this something new, or have you...
For a while, I don't have podcasting, but I do have internet radio experience.
Okay.
And I have done, interviews, radio, been a guest or, been a co-host. But I used to be on Metal Rocks Radio.
Oh, cool.
It was metalrocksradio.com with the Metal Mistress. So...
And how long did you do that for?
That was about a year. I worked for my ex-husband.
Good?
No, it's fine. We're friendly.
Okay.
We have a 22-year-old daughter together. We're way past that.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, he wanted to do the show, and it was probably like the infancy of podcasting and internet radio.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was in North Carolina, we had another person in Iowa, so that's how that worked.
Cool. What made you get involved with roller derby?
The very early Queen City Roller Girls would meet at Rainbow Rink. And we were like 12.
Oh, where was Rainbow Rink?
It's right at the end of my street. I used to go there for dare skates, man, when I was in
I think they still have those.
They do.
Yeah, on Wednesdays they do like an adult night, and that's how we started meeting there.
Huh.
I mean, I was there pre-Riverworks. I started the Dollies, the Devil Dollies. And the reason why the team has black, white, and pink is because I wanted the team to match my skates, and I was the captain, the first captain for that team in 2007, 8, 6, something like that. I don't know. It was a long time ago. I retired in 10, but yeah, I was selfish. I admit it.
What goes into running? If you start a roller derby team, if you join a league, do you have to come in with your team all set, or is there a pool? How does that?
It's completely different now.
Okay.
Because now they have a draft. There's it's an organization.
Okay.
When we did it, it was this girl that came from Wisconsin. She was a part of another league. It was getting popular. It was on A&E. And trying to explain flat track versus bank track roller derby. I mean, we were doing flat track, and we were all 28, in our late 20s. And I can't,
when falling on your ass is still fun.
Yeah, and for us, we were all that roller skating era. We were kids going to roller skating on Saturday, so it was a dream for us. And we got together, and the first draft was actually at Mia Mahler's kitchen table. Now it's a thing where it's they get together, or they meet at the rink. It's this was just us. That first year, I was traveling to t-shirt companies to get us uniforms. Now they have it's a system, it's a business. For us, it was just a slip shot running. We had people that didn't want to sponsor us. There was people that didn't listen to us, that thought we were crazy. And now and with WFDA, they established rules.
Sure. No, and every good idea gets called crazy at least a few times, I think.
Yeah.
But on January 25th, the Dollies are playing the Saucies at Riverworks, and on February 8th, the Cats are playing the Dollies at Riverworks.
And then whenever the Saucies I think they still do it, whenever the Dollies play the Saucies, it is usually Hell on Wheels, when we were doing it, we would all have our mafia dinners beforehand, and we would, toilet paper each other's houses and send evil cakes to each other.
Oh man,
I had an evil cake.
Yeah, one girl we had girls that were dating each other on opposite teams, and one girl took the one girl's Barbie dolls, and it was my co-captain, and she took the dolls apart, I think, and then put it all in a dirt brown homemade cake and made it look like a graveyard.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Fierce competition.
There's a men's league in Toronto. Actually, the guy, Tristan, he was the streaker, the Bill streaker.
Which one?
Senior Wiener. He was the one with the nice body. I've known him since he was a kid. When he came to the roller derby, he was just old enough to be a referee. I think he just turned 30. So he's but he got involved with Toronto, and not only because there's no men's league really in the States. I think there might be down through the country, but Toronto has a men's league, and there's guys that skate up there. I would like to go see it sometime. It gets pretty intense, and in the early days we didn't have that many people, so there's I've seen a lot of broken bones. I've watched a couple girls get taken out, myself included, by an ambulance. I got a concussion. I got hit by two girls that were not tiny, and I was the skating referee going around. They hit each other and hit me, and I landed on the floor after I bounced off some guy's knee.
Oh.
So.
Oh. On that pleasant note, Jessica, thank you so much for coming on with us.
Thank you for having me.
So, for your podcast, where can we find it online?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to be available on all the platforms, but if you go to Think Twice Radio, that is our host. And as of January, I'd say we're probably full swing, probably January, February.
Cool.
So just go to Think Twice Radio. You'll be able to find it there.
Awesome.
This is Sid the Kid, and you're listening to allwny.com.
So, Ryan.
Hey, Nate. How you doing?
We talked about the shows that already happened.
Yes, we did.
But what about the shows that have yet to happen?
Well, there's a lot of cool stuff coming to town.
Prove it.
Well, I will. We have, on January 19th, we have the All WNY Music Awards. I will be one of the presenters there. We have 23 awards we'll be giving away, and it is a free event. We're going to be raising some money for Crisis Services of Buffalo, New York, doing some raffles and some other stuff there. So, it's a good event. It's free, so you can come check it out. I know from 3 to 4, it's kind of like when doors are...
Try not to tap on the table.
Oh, sure.
Because the recorders.
Gotcha. From 3 to 4 is kind of our opening hour. We're going to have... friend of the podcast, Shannon Vanderlin's going to be performing.
She's great.
Ronnie Watts, who is amazing.
She's also great.
Young vocalist out of Rochester, is going to be there. And Allie Rose Morella, who's an even younger vocalist. I think she's 13.
Oh my God.
She's doing great things. So those three are going to be leading it off. And then for the award show, we're going to be kind of going back and forth between doing the awards and having performers play. We have Mom Said No, Wyatt Coyne, Chucky Campbell, Digital Afterlife, and Dreadnecks. That is a fucking great lineup for free. So if you can get out, go check that out. Then on January 26th at the Town Ballroom, Walk the Moon and Bare Hands are coming. I've listened to a bit of Walk the Moon. I wasn't super familiar with them. Their stuff is super catchy and fun, and I'm hoping I can get a chance to go to the show. I know all of you guys are familiar with it, so let's tell me more, intrigue me more. I've only heard a few songs.
I mean, that's it, really.
That's all you got?
Probably what you heard. I mean, yeah, it's just fun, dancey, indie pop. It's not going to blow your mind, but it's going to move your feet.
Yeah.
Sure.
I've seen them live before. They're really good. And they just have, really nice stage presence, and they kind of just, do their own thing. And it's really good. I love Bare Hands, too. They're one of my all-time favorite bands.
I'm not familiar with Bare Hands.
I saw them once at the Waiting Room. 1077 used to... I don't know if they still do. I don't really follow it, but... They did this concert series where it was $1.07.
Yeah, they still do.
Nice.
There's one coming up.
So I saw Bare Hands there. But anyway, there was this really obnoxious guy in the back of the crowd that was requesting Giants, their most popular song, after every single song. And if you've been to a concert before, it's going to be either their last song or their encore.
Yeah.
But that's one of my pet peeves, is when people request the most popular song that they will absolutely play at the end of the set after every single song. Yeah.
Cool. Well, check them out. And then the last concert I wanted to talk about, one of my first ever rock concerts was Crash Test Dummies at LaSalle Park for Friendship Festival. I think I was in 6th grade. They are coming to Town Ballroom on January 18th. You're giving me a confused look. Nate, do you know who the Crash Test Dummies are?
I do not.
Chandler, are you at all familiar?
I'm not. No, I really don't.
Will Webb, can you name more than one Crash Test Dummy song?
I can. So obviously their big hit is their song. But
it's literally, I think it's just it's MMM space MMM space. He hums in the song.
Yeah.
Instead of
he talks, sings. And because
I think this is what he sounds like.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But I mean, it's kind of a talky thing, and then it's the humming, I suppose, for the rest of the episode, or actually the rest of the song. But Superman song is another Crash Test Dummies song. Afternoons and Coffee Spoon.
All right, you're just reading Google.
Oh no, I'm on the script here.
Okay. I bet.
Ballad of Johnny.
Oh, that's the other one I was gonna. Do you know that's a cover? The Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead.
Peter Pumpkinhead, that's what it was.
That is an XTC song originally.
Oh yeah, all I remember is that the video where the kid he's trying to pull his tooth out and he ties his tooth to like a bulldozer or something.
I don't think I knew the Crash Dummies made a video for that. I only saw it in Dumb and Dumber. No, that is the XTC version of that. I would rank as one of like my 10 favorite songs of all time. It's a fantastic song, and that's actually how I got listening to them more. Was I heard that, and it's not just the dude with. He's got like the lowest voice you'll hear in a rock band.
I think the two albums that I own are Worm's Life and God Shuffled His Feet.
I can't believe that you actually knew more than one of those songs, to be honest.
Those are the only two albums that I'm sure they have more.
I'm pretty impressed that you knew that much. So yeah, they're playing Town Ballroom. If you're into 90s alt rock, like, they're a great example of it. There is some catchy stuff. So, I don't know how much it is, but, it's certainly worth checking out if you're looking for something to do. And so that kind of brought me to an idea that Mr. Will Webb took into action. The Crash Test Dummy is one of the things that I remember most about them is if you listen to their big hit, the guy has, it's like, if there was a word for below bass, you'd almost think he'd fit in there. Like, it's just this weird, low, singy voice, and he just, out of nowhere, I don't know if someone asked him or what, he claimed he had a third testicle, and that is what made his voice so low. So we are going to play a game of Real Not Real.
So the game is Real Not Real, and I've got 9 boasts or quotes from musicians that may or may not have been said by the actual musician. So you guys are going to tell me whether or not, you guys are going to let me know whether or not the statement that was made was real or not real.
Sounds
so
good.
Playing?
Simple enough.
Chandler, you want in?
I mean, sure, I'll play.
Alright, so we'll all answer each one?
Sure. So you guys ready?
Let's do this.
Okay. Jimi Hendrix once said, "My style of playing is a combination of the nightly moonbeams and directional pull of the earth." Real or not real?
Not real.
That says not real.
Close.
My style of playing is a combination of the nightly moonbeams and directional pull of the earth. Jimi Hendrix.
I'm going to say not real.
Not real.
Oh, this is pressure now. God, I'm going to go opposite. That just sounds like a Jimi Hendrix thing to say.
It's not real.
Ah!
1 point for each of those guys. Alright, number 2. John Lennon claimed he was the incarnate of Jesus Christ. Story goes that he sat down the other 3 Beatles, said they had a really important meeting, or something to talk about really important at the meeting, and so John says, right, okay, sitting behind the desk, I have something very important to tell you all. I am Jesus Christ. I've come back again. This is my thing. Real or not real?
This is my thing.
Not real.
It seems like something John Lennon would do, but a bit extreme, even for him.
Yeah, I think that's even kind of almost a bit too on the nose.
Yeah, that sounds like something you would make up if you were trying to impersonate John Lennon. I'm going to say not real. I'm probably going to be wrong, but...
So real...
No,
all
not real.
Sorry, that one actually is real.
Oh, are you for real?
Yeah.
He sat down the other Beatles.
Yeah, and actually they...
Where's the source? Who said that happened?
It's in several books. I've actually read this story a few times. But actually the story kind of goes on from there, and they say, okay, great, and then they go to a coffee shop to get some lunch after doing some more recording, and a guy comes up to him and says, asks him to autograph something, and John says, "Oh, I'm Jesus Christ," and he says, "Oh, yeah?" He says, "I like your last album." That's the way the story goes. This is true to my knowledge. This is actually a story that I thought of once you told me this. But anyway, okay.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Les Claypool claimed he recorded a song for Sonic the Hedgehog. The song was called Overworld 3 and was not in the style you would normally think from the frontman of Primus. Real or not real?
I swear I heard this story. I don't remember who the musician was. But, somebody wrote music for Sonic. I'm going to go real.
Not real.
Not real.
I don't know if Les Claypool did something, but I actually believe it was uncredited Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Who did the Sonic the Hedgehog.
Can I change my answer?
Oh, no, I
he's just talking things through, so.
I'm going to say not real.
I went last.
Because I heard that story.
This is that live concerts thing all over again where I keep answering first. So
I'm going to say not real because that was Michael Jackson I heard that about. I don't
not
think...
Real, not real.
Not real.
Yeah, you guys are all right.
Yes.
It was Michael Jackson.
That's what you were inspired by. Is that real, though, the Michael Jackson thing?
Yes. REM, for their Green album, said that they had recorded 30 songs over a one-day period, stating that when they were college kids in Athens, Georgia, it was a band in joke to be considered overachievers instead of lazy musicians. They would often have marathon rehearsals lasting 22 to 27 hours. Really not real. So REM saying that they didn't use them all, but they recorded 30 songs in a one-day period. Not that all those made the Green album, but it's only 12 songs.
They record, so they didn't have to write them all.
Yeah, it doesn't say that. It just says they had recorded 30 songs in over a one-day period.
Real. I'm gonna say real.
Yeah, I'm gonna say real too.
Yeah, I think that's real. That seems like
it's not real. That was actually Van Morrison.
You always twist it just a little bit. It's always,
it's a somewhat believable band.
It's always something real, and then you just change who it's about.
Not every single time.
You're a trickster, Will Webb.
Not every single time.
You're a trickster.
Neil Schon of Journey once said, "The only thing I use Rolling Stone magazine for is toilet paper when I run out." Real or not?
Real.
Yeah, you gotta be real.
yeah.
Rick James claimed to have recorded himself having sex in several of his songs. He was quoted as saying, "Music is about life, love, and experiences, and I try my best to incorporate those feelings into my songs."
That sounds Rick James to me.
Yeah, real.
That sounds
real.
Rick James, yeah.
It's not real.
Oh!
Never said it. Never happened.
Was there someone who did that?
Could be.
You just made that up?
Yeah.
That's good, man.
That's really good. I swear I've heard that somewhere.
Impressive.
Could be.
Impressive.
He's a trickster.
Here's a quote. "It will be funny in about 10 years. Ian Lemmy Kilmeister of Motorhead once commented on the events of September 11, 2001. Did Lemmy say that in 10 years it would be funny?
I feel like that's pretty messed up to make up. I'm going to say real.
I'm going to go with not real. Like, how can you... No.
Right. I don't know what's more unlikely. That he said that or that you made that up?
That's now we're just going against him.
I'm going to go not real.
It is real.
Yeah.
Lemmy, come on.
Yeah, I wouldn't think Will would have made that up. He's a true patriot.
I always like Lemmy now.
Here's a quote. "I am not conceding."
I mean, wait.
Go ahead.
In his defense, what?
I mean, it's hilarious.
2011,
yeah.
how many fucking memes were there on 4chan? Even Facebook had
I don't think he's wrong in what he said.
But definitely.
Just the fact that he said it, I think, is... Everyone was thinking it, but, the one guy says it, come on, man, just... Know the room, and the room is everywhere on Earth. Aww.
So here's the quote. "I am not conceited. Conceit is a fault, and I have no faults." David Lee Roth.
That's gotta be real.
Oh, it's David Lee Roth. That sounds like David Lee Roth.
Real.
Okay, it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Finally, Elton John once said, "Equality is the prime rib of America, but because I am gay, I don't get to enjoy the greatest cut of meat my country has to offer." Real or not real?
Wait, can you say it again?
Yes. Elton John once said, "Equality is the prime rib of America, but because I am gay, I don't get to enjoy the greatest cut of meat my country has to offer." Real or not real?
I'm gonna say not real.
Not real. It doesn't sound...
A gay man referring to other as a cut of meat.
That's what I was thinking.
Doesn't quite seem Elton John to me.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are alright, not real. Plus, I mean, he's not from this country. So.
Yeah, that's what tipped me off too, is the America thing.
I didn't even get that, man.
I think actually Lady Gaga said that.
That makes sense, because she had the meat dress.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah, I was stuck on the meat like you were. It's like, that just
Yeah, but you added the gay man. She's not a gay man.
I didn't say gay man, I just said gay.
Oh.
I didn't change anything about her.
Yeah, nah. The man who wrote Tiny Dancer can do better than Cut of Meat. Alright, Nate, you win.
Alright. What else is new?
Chandler's in second, I'm in last. I'm the only one who didn't get at least half of them.
Not bad for something I had to throw together when I got here.
I like that. That was
Those are good.
That's good. Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back on the Struggle is Real Buffalo Music Podcast on allwny.com.
It's time to stop! No more!
And that is all we have for episode number 27. Join us on February 1st as we discuss podcasting, music engineering, and what exactly staying spongy means with the Stay Spongy podcast host, John McLucas.
Check out all of Jessica Doktor's endeavors online. Her new podcast is called Everything is Relative. You can find Brass Pro and the Waterfront Revivalists and Hot Mama's Canteen on Facebook.
Check out All WNY at allwny.com or by downloading the All WNY app. There you can find the local music stream and its family of podcasts, including The Skeleton Closet with Carl Winslow, Corey Comments, The Nick and Dan Show, the Think So Joe podcast,
hosted by Karina DeFabio and Uncle Nutsy Ferguson.
And our personal favorite podcast, The Big Picture with Michael Sargent, where you can learn how to properly light your next photo session and build a wall to keep immigrants out.
All right. You can find us at facebook.com/The Struggle is Real Podcast. We are on Twitter at SIR Podcast NY. You can reach out to me on Twitter at Sir William Idol. Please, give us feedback. Tell us what you like. We are here for you, our wonderful listeners. So that is all for us. Being a musician is chaos, so please be kind. See you next time and keep struggling.